Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. Now, we got my pops.
What's up, guys? Welcome back. True Sports in the house.
You always know when you see this man, it's going to be a good video.
Yes,
Y'all
sir.
continue to ask for him, so we continue to bring him back. We give the people what they want here on True School Sports.
Amen.
But I wanted to talk to you, Dad, this week about the big fight in the heavyweight division. This is going to be the first of, basically, the first domino, the first fight of the big three fighting, over this month stretch, because we have Wilder fighting this weekend, we have Joshua on the 1st of June, and then we have Fury on the 15th.
Wow.
So Wilder is fighting Dominic Breazeale, and a lot has been made of his recent comments, and I wanted to just get into them and see what you thought about them. He basically said that for Dominic Breazeale, that his life is on the line for this fight, and I do mean his life. So he's basically saying that he wants to kill Dominic Breazeale. He wants to, on his record, he said things like this in the past, but he's really, really, really making sure to echo that and emphasize that for this fight. What do you make of Deontay Wilder's comments about wanting to literally murder Dominic Breazeale?
I think, me personally, I'm gonna say it's a hype job because he talks more. I mean, don't get me wrong, he's got that right hand that saves him in every fight to knock out whatever opponent he faces, but he talks too much and he's just hyping himself up psychologically. Yeah, exactly. And I just think that he's doing too much talking. He did the same thing with the Fury fight, and Fury gave him a good battle. And this fight, I'm not gonna say that it's gonna be a walk in the park for him, because you never know what's gonna happen with Deontay Wilder. As far as the two being, which one's the better skill fighter, I don't see really. I might give just a little bit of the edge to Dominic Breazeale, but I think they both have power. But I think if Dominic can catch him, it'll be a shock to Wilder if that happens. But like I said, you can't count the bronze bomber out, because he always got that one cannonball that comes out late in the fight, but he comes back and he does whatever. You seen that when he fought Ortiz. Ortiz thought he had it in the bag, and all of a sudden, boom. So yeah, I think he just talks too much. I think Breazeale even said that in one of the press conferences. Stop talking too much, And it is a very personal fight for both of them. I guess Wilder insulted his family and he took it personal. I don't know what jabs Breazeale threw back at Wilder, but whatever it's gonna be, come this Saturday, May 18th, I want a good birthday present. Okay? It's my birthday. So I'm going to pick the Bomber to win the fight. But I think the Bomber Wilder to win the fight, but I think Breazeale's going to show up and give him a test, give him a true test.
Mm-hmm. Well, the interesting thing about this fight to me is, like, you were saying that you can't ever count out Wilder because he has the right hand, but now he's fighting a guy where you can also say the same thing about Breazeale.
Wow.
You can never really count out Breazeale in a fight of this magnitude. And it's funny because when we look at the heavyweight division, right, we have the elite tier. So we have like your guys like you have Fury, Joshua, Wilder. Mm-hmm. Then you have the second tier, which is like the top contenders, which is like you have Dillian White and Ortiz and those kind of guys.
Right.
And then you have the third tier below that, which are guys who are just solid contenders, but they're not quite the higher level contenders.
So the C level, more or less.
Breazeale's on that third tier. Breazeale's on that third tier. But if we talk about pure punching power, this guy is a top 5 heavyweight.
Wow.
I think that's people are not realizing with this fight. We know Wilder is faster than Breazeale. We know he's more athletic than Breazeale. But in terms of pure punching power, raw power, he's a top 5 heavyweight right now in the division.
Would you say he has more power than the Bomber?
Hell no.
Not even close.
Nobody does. Nobody does.
He's got that cannon,
But he's got enough power. I mean, people forget about. I don't think people really have taken the time to study Dominic Breazeale's career, because he fought Anthony Joshua. I mean, first of all, before he even fought Anthony Joshua, this was a guy that came to boxing late, kind of like Wilder.
Right.
Football background.
Right.
The guy like Breazeale literally went to a camp.
Yeah.
Where they take collegiate athletes and convert them into fighters.
Wow.
I don't know if you know that.
No.
But that was how he actually became a boxer. And
he was an NFL player.
Yeah.
Wow, it's crazy.
And then he was okay before he got the Joshua fight. Then he fights Joshua, a massive step up for him at the time.
Right.
Gets thoroughly destroyed by a young Anthony Joshua, making his first title defense. Then now the funny thing was, his career, he wasn't even supposed to make it this far, because after he lost to Joshua, there was a black Polish heavyweight prospect who they just threw him in there. They brought him in to lose against Ngannou.
Oh, wow.
And he was losing that fight.
Why?
He was down in the cards. and he stopped him in like the 7th round or whatever it was with a right hand. It was, I think it might have been the round of the year, the knockout of the year, something like that. It was a really good knockout, and he's wanted to beat guys like Ngannou, Eric Molina.
Right.
He beat that one cruiserweight, Carlos Negron, in his last fight. It was a devastating knockout. So he's earned this title shot, and I really wouldn't write him off. I would say that I think, to me, of the because people say, like, you know, they say, like,
would you say he's like the sleeper heavyweight?
I think I was gonna say that if of the, you know, current matchups between the big 3 heavyweights, you know, you have Fury fighting Tom Schwartz, Joshua fighting Ruiz. I actually think this one is the most competitive fight. I think this fight will be more competitive than Ruiz versus Anthony Joshua.
But when you just backtrack a little bit. But if you compare the style that Breazeale has and Ruiz is, to me, is more of a puncher. He's more aggressive, more throws more punches.
He does.
I don't know if he has the same power as Breazeale.
No,
but
absolutely not.
I mean,
I'll tell you, he doesn't.
Okay, so you're saying that this? Why would you think Wilder fighting? Let's say, for example, him fighting Breazeale instead of Ruiz would be better for him.
Why I think it's a more competitive fight?
Right.
Because, like, look, this fight is very personal. It's very, very personal.
Right.
And Wilder, he's someone who, you know, it could work against Breazeale, but it could also work for him.
Wow.
If he's sharp in the night and he's composed and he can see the shots.
Right.
I could see him catching Wilder with a right hand and really putting some damage on him. I mean, Wilder, you know, they say, you know, I don't know how many of you out there read the Bible, but the Bible does say the pride comes before the fall.
Yep.
And Wilder has a lot of pride right now.
Yeah.
And he's very arrogant and he's very cocky.
Yeah.
And, you know, I know he's saying he's talking about Breazeale like he's just gonna walk through him. And
you just can't do that.
Let's be honest here. I mean, the only guy that's beaten Breazeale really, I mean, was Anthony Joshua.
And let me, not to cut you, let me ask you a question. Who has had a better resume as far as fighters, better competition have they fought between the two?
Who? Between
Breazeale
and Wilder?
Yeah, who's had a better resume? Who fought better quality fighters? What I'm getting at.
It's a good. Probably Breazeale.
Yeah.
Breazeale's actually been in there with Joshua.
Wow, yeah.
Breazeale's been in there with Ngannou,
Molina.
Eric Molina.
Yeah.
I'm probably forgetting a couple names too.
Yeah,
but he's been in there with some quality fighters. Like, look, that's my thing of boxing fans is like, okay, we know that he's not on that top tier of heavyweights. Right. We know that with Breazeale. But you gotta respect the man's career. You gotta respect his career. How he's gotten to this point in his career where he's now in this big fight. He's actually beating some soccer contenders to be here. And he's not the most skilled guy in the world.
No.
He really isn't. He's not. But this man has improved.
It's intangibles,
He's improved.
Right.
And he has tangibles too. He has that intangible in his right hand. And, you know, I think I think this weekend's fight will be a good heavyweight fight because of the fact that there is that authentic animosity. These guys really don't like each other. And Breazeale, you know, I've watched a lot of his interviews. I've been watching him for years, and he seemed. I never met the man for myself, but he strikes me as a very nice guy. Like, I'm sure
he's
if I met
a
him,
humble guy,
a very humble guy,
unless you cross him the wrong way.
Yeah. But you know, he's up for this fight.
Yeah.
He's very up for this fight.
Well, he said
it.
Well, not to cut you he's been, how long has he been waiting for the mandatory? He's been sitting back
almost 2 years,
waiting. He's begging for this to get that chance, and now it's finally come up, and he has the opportunity to prove to the world that he might be a heavy underdog, but he's coming with all his power. And so I think that and the personal issues between him and Wilder, that's all motivation into the fight. Yeah, so it brings a lot out of him. And I think he's going to come out and give Wilder a good fight. And like I said, I'm going to call him the sleeper because you can't sleep on him. You don't know exactly what he's going to do. I mean, look at King Kong. King Kong came out. I don't think King Kong was favored to beat the Bronze Bomber, but he came out and laid him out one time. I mean, he almost laid him out.
I'll tell you right now, if Breazeale can land some of them same shots, I'm telling you, it's a whole other stratosphere of power between him and King Kong.
Yeah.
King Kong ain't punching like Breazeale.
Right.
He's not punching. No, and very few heavyweights are. I would say, for me personally, in that, you know, top 15, 20 heavyweights, there's only a handful of guys that punch harder than him. I think Joshua punches harder than him.
Right.
I think Wilder punches harder than him. And I think Dillian White punches harder than him. And maybe Povetkin.
Yeah, Povetkin got power.
But other than those four, once you get past like those four heavyweights right there, I don't really see any other heavyweight punching harder than Dominic Breazeale.
Wow. That's
what makes this fight interesting to me.
Yeah. And I mean, that's why they call him Trouble Breazeale for a reason. There's a reason why
here comes trouble.
Yeah, here comes trouble. So I mean, to this day, like Josh has been saying, to this day, he's coming after Breazeale, but here comes trouble. So we'll see what happens. I don't think it's going to be a great fight. from both of them. I just give a little bit more the edge to the bomber, Wilder, because I just think that every time I think that he's going to be knocked out or lose or something, and the odds are against him, he just got that lucky. I'm not gonna say winner's punch, but he's
can't call it lucky. He knows if he's landing it, you can't call it lucky. He's landing it.
Yeah, he's gonna hit bullseye. So I mean, Breazeale got better movement, head movement, and stay away from all that.
I don't know about all that.
Yeah, I'm just saying. But if he can move, stay away from that one power shot, and he can sneak his, and I guarantee if he catches him one time like King Kong did,
he's not standing up.
Yeah, so it's gonna be crazy. But I'm still gonna give the edge to Wilder.
I give the edge to Wilder for two reasons. He's gonna be way faster than Breazeale tonight, so he'll be able to get his punches off first. And then two, Breazeale has slow reflexes.
Wow.
He has slow reflexes, so I could see this being a fight where Wilder could jump on Breazeale very early and get him out of there early. Like I'm talking 2 or 3 rounds. Early.
Wow.
Because not because I think Breazeale's a bad fighter. I just think he's a slow reflexed, and it takes some time to warm up.
Right.
It takes some time to warm up. This fight goes 5 rounds and more. I'll paint it like this: the longer this fight goes, the better I think it will be for Dominic Breazeale.
I got you.
But the first 3 rounds are gonna be extra importance because Wilder's gonna look to jump on him.
Well, if he's a slow starter, I mean, we could not compare to the same fight that the Hurd and Williams fight, but. Hurd it's a slow starter, and he waited too long.
Well, this is the heavyweight division.
Yeah, and I'm just saying in general, if you're a slow starter, you can't do that when you end up with a guy that got that one punch that can knock you out. You gotta come in there from the time the bell rings, and be focused on getting him out or tying him up. Because if you don't, and Wilder gets that one shot on you, it's good night, Irene.
The biggest thing that worries me about for Breazeale, and look. I know he was sick recently, so I don't want to criticize him too much. But Virgil Hunter's his trainer.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't know. I mean, I know Virgil Hunter did a great job with Andre Ward. We give him credit for that. But I think Ward was just one of those fighters that any trainer could have got Ward.
Yeah.
And he would have been a great fighter.
Tell me why you don't like Virgil.
I'm gonna tell you why I don't like Virgil Hunter.
Listen to this.
He's got a horrible. Aside from Andre Ward, pull him out the equation for a second. He's got a horrible track record with any other fighter not named Andre Ward. I mean, and it's more so like when his fighters are getting their ass whooped. Yeah. Like when for example, he trained Andre Fanfara. Right. The second fight when he fought Adonis Stevenson. You know, I'm looking when I listen to a trainer speak to his fighter, I'm looking for clear-cut instructions. You know, throw your jab, move your head off the line, feint, and then throw a hook. You know, something that's gonna tell the fighter and give him some direction. But do you know what we hear from Virgil Hunter?
No, tell me.
We hear. You're a shark in the ocean. Be a shark. Swim. You got a family. You gotta try harder. He's just a cheerleader, the motivational speaker. So, look, I'm not trying to slate him. If Breazeale picked Virgil Hunter to be in his corner, he's a grown man. He can make his own decisions. Right. But it worries me.
Yeah, and let me tell you something. It kind of reminds me. Since we're talking about a trainer real quick, Stacey McKinley, he was in the corner, and this is why I like the trainers that come out and like my son said that brings their attention to them to wake up. Stacey McKinley had a fight was in the corner of Trevor Bryant, and for some reason I guess he was losing motivation or something. And he reached back and he smacked the shit out of him. And then he backhanded him. And then he walked up and he said, "Fuck wrong with you." Yeah, he said, "What the fuck wrong with you? Wake the hell up." Wake the hell up. So you have to be one of those trainers that knows your fighters and know what to say to them on the right time and how to motivate them so they continue to fight and give them strategies to win. That's why you're there. Yep. But if you got a motivational trainer, you're already motivated. You don't need no more motivation. I mean, I don't think Breazeale needs to be motivated for this one. Right. So, I mean, if Virgil's just gonna talk and all that, that's not gonna help Breazeale at all. Yeah, and I've seen trainers like that they just talk and that's it, and they don't actually point out things. But when you see a detail-oriented trainer in the corner where your fighter, and he's listening to what the trainer says and gets a strategy down, either right hook or upper jab or whatever you got to do. Something, you know. You listen to that, you know that the trainer's in the same sheet of music as the fighter. Yeah. Like, for example, a guy who doesn't make a lot of headlines, but who is a very good coach, and you know, he had a fighter that won this past weekend with Julian Williams. Steven Edwards out there in Philly, man. Wow. You saw him. Kudos to him. If you saw his corner the whole fight,
calm.
Yeah.
They said when Julian stood up, they didn't yell at Julian. They said, "Look, Julian, look, you gotta move your head out the line. You gotta make sure you keep throwing your hook. You gotta make sure you keep him at range. You know."
Yeah.
And they gave him clear-cut instructions, and he brought a calmness and to his fighter. And with Virgil Hunter trained fighters not named Andre Ward, every fight I've seen, whether it's Khan, whether it's fucking Farah,
we're not hating on Virgil Hunter. We're not hurting him. We're just saying
he's not giving them clear-cut instructions, and it's one thing. If you're fighting them guys at this other fighter spot, he's fighting Deontay Wilder. You can't be a shocking ocean. The man is coming to put your lights out and kill you,
knock you out.
He literally wants to kill you. So you don't have time for all that philosophical be a shock on the ocean bullshit. You gotta go out there and win this fight.
You gotta have a strategy, basically. I mean,
have a strategy, have a game plan,
a strategy, and break your opponent down in whatever way it might take. And that's why, these are heavyweights. And I go back to like Williams, when he was hurt, he was going to the head a lot. Boom, boom, boom. He didn't waste no time.
Then
boom,
to the
boom,
body.
boom. And then to the body. And boom, boom, boom. By the time Herb woke up, it was over. And that's what when you get your opponent off balance and he doesn't know what to expect from you because he thinks you're gonna be the same old opponent that comes out with the same style.
Yep.
And you just change it up a little bit. It's just enough to throw him off balance. So so if Breazeale can do that, fine. But you can't play with, like I said, that power, that right cannon.
That right hand will put your lights out.
Lights out. I'll tell you all the way to Alabama.
Here you go.
You know, so but that's my take on the fight.
Okay.
You guys give me your feedback on that fight. It's my birthday, so I'm gonna enjoy the fight, whoever wins or not, because it's boxing. I love talking boxing, so I would love to hear all you guys' comments and let's have fun with it.
Okay, well, before we close the video, I wanted to ask, if Wilder wins this fight, we know that he's in witness protection. Like I already told you before that PBC already has his next two fights lined right up. They're talking King Kong after and Kalnaki after King Kong. So we know what's happening with him. But if Breazeale wins this fight, somehow, if he just upsets the apple cards, then what would you like to see Breazeale do if he wins this fight?
I mean, I think we were talking before before we came on air that he was already, and I think he's making a big mistake by doing that. I think that after the fight, you can see who you want to fight next, but he's already doing the same thing that PBC is doing with Wilder. He's already thinking of far ahead.
They asked him. They said, and he's talking about he wants to fight Joshua within 90 days if he wins this fight.
So I mean, Breazeale, he's got to get through this live dog first and see what he does, and then if he does get the belt and he wants Joshua, he's gonna have to wait in line and do what all the other champions are doing.
He won't have to wait in line. He'll have a belt.
No, he'll have the belt.
It'll be for undisputed. I don't think he's gonna mess about like Wilder. I think if he because he lost to Joshua, if he has a belt and he can fight for the undisputed champ, what a story that would be to see how far he's come from to beat a guy like Wilder, then to be fighting for the undisputed champion of the world.
What's crazy about the whole thing is that Wilder had an opportunity to do it, to be undisputed, get a chance to it with money. He turned it down. Who was it? King Kong just recently had the same thing, be undisputed, had enough money. He turned it down. So if Breazeale beats Wilder and he steps up, you know how much respect he's gonna get among a lot of people.
Oh, he'll be
just because
he'll be universally respected,
just like Tyson, right? Fury, like that. Yeah.
I mean, to be fair with you, he should already be universally respected because I mean I know it's not about. You know, you can't applaud guys for just going out there and getting demolished. Yeah. But to be fair, I mean, the only other guys in the world of boxing that's fought both Wilder and Joshua that's a contender is Eric Molina that I can think of.
Wow. So there you go. So
and this guy's no slouch and he's fighting all comers. He's fighting quality opposition. So I respect him. Yeah. He's not the most skilled guy out there, but I respect Breazeale.
Exactly. So I mean, if he calls out Joshua and he wants to go get a second rematch, it's up to Joshua. Right now, Joshua is like in the back. I'm in the back burner because every time the big dogs want to fight him, they always come up with some kind of excuse, some kind of reason behind it. And he's also had his chance to do his part as the top dog in the heavyweight division to really fight Joshua. Wilder, if he had made the offer from the beginning, him and Hearns and this and that and all this soap opera bullshit didn't go through, the fight could have been made. And now that's the fight the fans really want to see. That's the fight everybody wants to see. And I hate when they wait 2 years or 1 year, whatever, because
he's 33. He doesn't have time to be waiting around like this. Right. He's got all these hand surgeries he's had, and
but that's exactly what I'm getting at. I'm getting at that You get older, you lose a step, or you lose one step, or you do you gotta do it right now. If you really like, that's why I say. That's why I was telling my son, did Deontay Wilder really want to be undisputed and have those 3 belts?
No.
Did King Kong wanted to be undisputed or really wanted to be champion like they really say they want to be?
No.
No. So when you got a guy Breazeale that's on the lower echelon and he wants to climb up and he's willing to do whatever it takes if he wins the belt, you have to respect that.
Gotta respect it. And I wanted to add this. Wilder really doesn't have a lot of time to be messing about. And I think this is actually an underrated element of how he's ducking and marinating fights, because people are just looking at the elite tier heavyweights. They're looking at Fury, Joshua, Wilder, and Dillian White and them guys, right? But people are forgetting that there's guys coming up right now. There's Dubois coming up. You got Filip Hrgovic coming up, the Croatian. You got what's his name? Joe Joyce. You got Efe Ajagba.
Yeah.
You got guys who are coming for all the smoke right behind you. So
afraid.
if you want to pussyfoot around and mess about and not fight the match, you got Ivan Ditchko, who we just saw fight. You got him on the come up. If you want to continue to mess about and mess around, one of these young guys coming up on the come up, they will gladly put your lights out. So if I was Wilder, you better not look over Breazeale, and you better not get too comfortable in that witness protection program, because you could find yourself getting slept by one of these young guns soon.
And you don't want to go on May 18th and go there and have a dance. Like Jesse Roberts said.
We're not going there to go see a date.
We ain't there holding hands and fight. You did knock out this guy, and he's doing handle your business just the same way Breazeale's going to do to you. So that's your focus. And because, like I said, you've had your opportunity. So if you come back now or 2 years later and get your ass whooped by whoever the undisputed champion still is, and you can't cry, because you had your opportunity when you weren't, when you were a lot younger, you didn't take it. And
we can't forget Usyk as well.
Ooh, I forgot about my man Usyk.
So there's so many fighters in that weight class that want his scalp, that are worthy of his scalp.
Yep.
But luckily for him, Al Heyman loved him so much that Al Heyman created a whole witness protection program just for him. Ain't that something?
It's sickening, really, if you ask me. I mean, that's what I was telling you. Like, if it was all about the money, he would have taken that fight with because I don't know what Showtime.
He actually justifies it. He says, I didn't take the offer because it was about the money. Basically, he's saying, like, he's going to bet on himself, and that if he can keep winning, he'll make himself more viable, so when the fight happens, he's getting more in return.
Right.
But he's running the risk.
That's right.
That if he does somehow get caught for whatever reason, there could be water on the canvas, and he might slip, and Breazeale might clock him with the right hand. It don't matter. If he loses, and Joshua still wants to fight him at that point, guess what? If they offer him a chicken shit salad, he has to take a chicken shit salad.
Yeah, when he had the opportunity to make millions, and a lot more with the zone, and he didn't want to do it. So that's what I don't like about that. His team, Finkel and whoever the
Finkel,
team,
Lou DiBella, all them guys.
Them guys are all fucking blind. All of them.
They might need your glasses somewhere around you.
Yeah, exactly. Because at the end of the day, your team's supposed to look out for the best of you.
Yes, sir.
And in return, the box will look out for you as his team. But when you sit here and somebody offer you $100 million, and you don't take that, and then you say you want to be undisputed champion, how really do you want to be? That's my point again. Well, back in the day, you didn't have all this craziness. I mean, you probably had the same politics, but
now there were less belts. I mean, now I was telling you, the house about the WBC Feaker Box belt.
Did you guys hear about that one?
WBC Feaker Box title. Y'all know about that?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Big shout out to my main man Harold Calderon from local Miami guy. He's fighting for the WBC Feaker Box title at the Miccosukee Resort and Gaming next Friday. We're looking at going. Me and you're probably gonna be there. But there's so many titles. Even I follow boxing.
Confused.
This is what I do every day. I read boxing. And I'm like, I can't keep up with the damn titles sometimes.
Yeah.
So it's crazy. But any final thoughts on Wilder versus Breazeale?
I think Wilder's gonna drop the bomb on Breazeale, but like he said, he's coming. Here comes trouble. So don't sleep on the sleeper. He can come out and do something to you too, also. So I mean, we don't know who's gonna win. We know who the favorite is by everybody, but I mean, if Breazeale beats Wilder, oh my God,
upset of the year already. Yeah.
So
I'll tell you this: I'll make a bold prediction for this fight. If this fight goes 6 rounds, it will be the fight of the year.
Wow. And you were saying the longer that Breazeale,
the longer this fight goes, the better it gets for Breazeale.
There you go.
Obviously, we've seen that, especially in the Fury fight, that Wilder can punch in the last part of the fight. He can punch in the championship rounds. Right. But at the same time, it's like for this fight, I think the key here is the mind motivation and the psyche of Wilder, because he wants to kill this. He's really on some different type of stuff with this fight.
We'll find out.
And if what he's saying is true and it's not just an act, and he plans on doing that, then I would anticipate that he is going to try to jump on him. And if he jumps on him, if he hits him on anything significant and Breazeale doesn't go, that bodes over Breazeale.
So you think he's gonna come out like he did Stavern? He didn't waste no time with Stavern. He came out like a big pit bull.
He's talking like he's going to, but I've seen this many times where guys say that and then they go out there and they try to box. And he has also said, this camp is going back to basics and whatnot. Yeah. But I'm of the mindset that once he puts on the little bomb squad mask and he walks up to the Barclays Center and he feels electricity of the crowd, he's very much he feeds off the energy of the crowd and being in the arena. So once he feels that adrenaline, I believe he'll try to jump at Breazeale, but it'll be up to Breazeale. The burden will be on Breazeale to either A, survive those first couple rounds, or B, punch in between the shots of Wilder and land something on your own. And who knows, man, Wilder will be so ready to go for it that, let's just say, if Breazeale just runs him into the right,
that's it.
That could be all she wrote. And before you know it, the whole landscape of boxing changes just like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Just like that. And that's the beauty of the sport. That's the beauty of boxing.
You just don't know.
That's the fight game.
Just don't know.
So that's what it is.
You can't take your opponents lightly. Breazeale needs to just focus on Bomber and worry about the ladder and take care of business first in this coming fight.
All right, so there you have it. It's your boy BT with my dad, my pops.
That's it.
He was here again. Breazeale versus Wilder, Saturday. Should be a fun one. Looking forward to seeing hopefully a good fight. And really hopefully an upset, because I love great upsets, especially
that's good.
In the heavyweight division.
Yeah, I mean that surprises, underdogs can come out anytime, and I mean, like I said, Bronze Mountain been tap dancing all this time around who he fights and what he does, and continues doing it. And I honestly think that Breazeale's going to be more motivated than ever, not only because of the personal issues, but because
we might see the best Breazeale we've ever seen.
Right, he's had that. I think he's had the advantage of watching Wilder for the last how many months? 2 years mandatory, and see what he's all about. So I mean, you gotta look at that too. So he knows Wilder by now, and he knows what to expect from Wilder, unless Wilder comes up with something different that we all know. We all know that for sure he has.
Listen, what have I said many times on this channel?
Yeah.
Once you bake a cake, it's a damn cake.
Yep.
That's what it is. So he might go out there and he might even try to box him for a couple rounds. But like Tony Bellew said before he fought David Haye the second time, at some point of the fight, he will revert back to type.
Yeah.
Okay? So he's going to revert back to type, and we will see him try to get Breazeale out of there and try to bring the pain. And it should be fun, however long it lasts.
It's going to be great.
All right. So it's your boy BT with my dad. And like we say in every single one of these videos, you can love us or you can hate us. But I'm just a kid from Dania. Well, you ain't from Dania. Where you from?
Hollywood!
No, you ain't from
Hollywood!
Where are you really from?
From up north, Boston.
No, you ain't from Boston. What part of Massachusetts are you from?
Low.
There you go. Just a kid from Low. All right.
Just a kid from Low.
We had it. There you go. Name it and claim it and own it. All right. So there you have it.
Ward. What's the name of the actor?
Mickey Ward. Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah, Mark Wahlberg. Yeah.
Mark. Yeah. So Lowell's very own with Dania's very own.
So yeah.
And just hopefully you guys enjoy the fights. Leave your comments down below, and take care.
Thank you.